Probiotics are healing me. I wanted to give you guys an update on the sauerkraut situation. I've been eating sauerkraut every day for about a week or so to start introducing the scouts, in a sense, to start to colonize my gut again. If you're new to this series, my gut's pretty weak right now as I just went off a carnivore. And I'm trying to recolonize my gut so I can eventually max it out. Now, I've been getting a multitude of benefits from this sauerkraut journey. And just eating sauerkraut alone, I'd recommend that to so many people because I'm gaining so many different solutions to the problems I've been having my whole life. It just seems like a no-brainer to be putting in the effort to try to fix them. Where beforehand, I thought everyone had these problems. I didn't know that these were things that were unique to me and came from bad gut health. The first one is my acne. My acne is much better now. I'd say on my face, it's pretty much 80% cleared up. And that's after a week. I've been struggling with this for years. My doctor has told me that it's hormonal. So many doctors tell all these teenage boys that it's hormonal and that there's nothing they can do. And if they want to clean it up before they're 21, the number used to be 18, but I just got informed recently that it's 21 now. They would have to take a pill like Accutane, and that pill causes birth defects. It's rumored to cause birth defects. It does give you depressive symptoms while you're on it. It's just terrible for you. So if you don't want to use Accutane, start eating sauerkraut. Start watching this channel to learn about all the different probiotics that you can be putting into your body. Because that really is a huge quality of life shift if you're able to cure your acne. Because let's be real, no young man wants to not look put together, especially if you're willing to put in the work. If you're willing to be washing your face every night, willing to do the skincare routine. Maybe you've tried them and you've decided moisturizers aren't necessarily manly like I have. Beef tallow is the real solution. But if you're a young man, odds are you want to look put together so that you're more accepted in the tribe, whether that's in school, whether that's in the workplace. If you have spots all over your face and you kind of smell, people aren't going to want to be around you. So it makes sense to want to take your diet seriously. And for a lot of people, this looks like just eating more fiber, eating more vegetables because their microbiome is naturally somewhat in a good spot. But if you're anything like me and cutting out, I ate the most restrictive diet for a month and my acne did not go away. So cutting out all the sugar isn't enough for you. Eat some sauerkraut because these benefits are crazy. I'd say on my back, my acne on my back is about 40% better. And that's crazy. It's about where it was when I was peak carnivore. So that's a really big change that I've seen. Another one is whenever I started eating sugar again, I gained about 10 pounds of inflammation. That came bloating, constant stomach pain, gas. That inflammation has gone down drastically. I can only assume it's inflammation. I've lost 7 pounds in the past week. So I'm now sitting at 168.3 pounds the last time I checked. So these microbes in my gut are finally starting to be able to digest the food that I'm putting into it. It's starting to feed them. Trying to stick to whole foods, any processed garbage, that's not why we're maxing out our microbiome. If you're trying to get your gut healthy just so that you can eat sweets, Twinkies, that's not what you should be doing at all. Our goal should be to optimize our guts as much as possible so that even past skin and just looking put together, you should want to feel put together. You should want to be able to work out like an animal every single time that you go to the gym. Have as high testosterone as you can because let's be real, you need every benefit you can get. You want to be able to have zero brain fog so that you can work on whatever business you want, or so that you can maximize yourself in your career. Because life is competitive and we want to be at the top of whatever chain we choose to climb. So if you're trying to eat processed junk, if you're trying to eat pizza every night, and that's why you're trying to get into probiotics, give yourself a slap on the face for me. Like that. The next benefit I've noticed is that I actually am working out harder. Now, whenever I talk about the stuff that still needs improvement, it will seem a little contradictory, but I am working out like I'm on carnivore again. My boxing workouts are intense. My workouts in the gym are also intense. It's just a little harder because I don't want to work out so much. But whenever I push past that lack of drive, I'm working out like an animal. It's great. And that is something I kind of missed while I was on carnivore. Was it felt like I was working hard, but realistically, my energy didn't last for such a long time. I could work out for 3 hours, but it would ultimately be a crummy workout. Now let's talk about the stuff that needs improvement. My drive has been down, and that's definitely because I haven't been eating meat. I've recently been sleeping past my alarms, which is suboptimal. I'm a little upset about that, but it is what it is. It's part of the journey, so I have to speak about it. I've been sleeping past my alarms, been not wanting to work out. I've been having to force myself to go to the past few boxing lessons, and I've ultimately liked that I went, but there's always that cope in my mind now of, oh, you don't really have to go. Obviously, I'm going to do my best to push past that because I am an athlete, and that's probably my favorite part of my day. So if I miss that in the morning, I pretty much lose the whole day to some sort of degenerate act. So if you're on this journey with me and you're experiencing similar things, my solution for this is going to be to eat more meat, eat more eggs. That'll fix it up because that's going to raise your testosterone up and you're going to have drive again. Ideally, hopefully. There's other things you can do. I've made a testosterone video. Go give that a watch. Another negative I've experienced is I still have brain fog after I'm eating any sort of carbs, which kind of sucks. It is better from when I first started, which means it's definitely a gut related thing, which is nice to know because a lot of people's argument against something like even a low carb diet is that any carbs will give them brain fog. And fair enough, that's how it works for me too. That's pretty much why I went on carnivore, was to be able to do the best I could in my business. But if this can eliminate brain fog, it's probably going to be in your best interest because then you can work harder physically as well and have more energy. So maybe probiotics are the solution to optimizing your performance in general. Highly recommend you get some sauerkraut. I had a second jar of sauerkraut that I was trying to do a longer ferment to introduce different bacteria once I was done with this jar, but unfortunately, we came across a roadblock. All right, guys, I just opened up my other sauerkraut that I was fermenting for going for 2 weeks, but it's supposed to be submerged in brine, and there's no liquid in there. It's just kraut. Hopefully my dog doesn't eat that, but it doesn't look too great. Unfortunately, it doesn't smell too great either, so we're gonna have to dump it. My hypothesis is that my second jar of sauerkraut had completely dried up because it was exposed to oxygen, which isn't ideal. It sucks. I'm going to start more sauerkraut. I'm also starting a kimchi. That's probably going to be my week 3. I'm going to eat sauerkraut for this next week. make sure that my gut can handle it, because sometimes I'll eat too much sauerkraut and the histamines will build up, which are these things that your body naturally produces that are also produced in pretty much every sauerkraut ferment. They're lower in a quicker sauerkraut, but in a longer aged sauerkraut, they are there. And if your microbiome is at a low level, then you probably can't tolerate these things. And this is going to lead to bloating, gas, inflammation, all the bad stuff that we're trying to get away from. I've been experiencing a little bit of that. If I ever eat too much sauerkraut, there's definitely a golden zone right now. I'm eating the cabbage now, so I'm pretty much eating as much as I can, but I've been toning it down recently to make sure that I can process those histamines. If you're doing this at the same time as me and you're experiencing that problem, highly recommend you do this at the same time as me. This is changing my life. If you're ever eating a ferment and your stomach's not agreeing with it instantly, you have to ease yourself into it. That was my concern with the probiotic pills. You can't ease yourself into those, but you can ease yourself into homemade ferments. If anything, take a teaspoon of the brine. That'll introduce some bacteria into your gut. And once they colonize your gut, you can eat as much of that as you want. I'm really excited to see what comes next from this journey, to see how far I can optimize myself. And I implore, I don't know if implore is the word. I congratulate you guys for wanting to improve your health. It says in the Bible, edit that out or something. No, I'm leaving it in. It says in the Bible, treat your body like a temple. Congratulations. I'm proud of you guys for wanting to do that. Thanks for watching to the end. Leave a comment or something if you think it deserves more views than it's got. You know the drill. See ya.